Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to another episode of this Piscean Reports. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you guys are having a lovely afternoon. For those of you new to my channel, welcome aboard. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. Alright, so I decided to take a couple of days out and do some, deep thinking. And I decided the Most High gave me a message, and I definitely wanted to share it with you guys. This message is for my darlings who are spiritual. And today's message, I decided I'm going to title it, Stand on It. Okay, so this is what I was thinking. And I've said this before in other readings, when somebody says they've had a calling, if you tell someone you're having a calling and it refers to some kind of religious calling, nobody doubts it. Nobody questions it, right? If anything, you hear somebody say, if they're going to be a priest and they said, well, I heard the call, or I had a calling, or I heard the call, they're like, that's beautiful, that's wonderful, that's exciting. And, no one questions it, nothing. There's nothing. And same thing is it like I said, if it refers to religion and you tell someone you've had a calling, they don't question it, they don't doubt it, they're all, that's wonderful, right? Because they have a frame of reference to go to, anything religion, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Now, when you are spiritual and you say, I heard the call, I've had a calling, all of a sudden there's immediate doubt, and I realize that they have this doubt because they don't have, when it comes to spirituality, it's a whole different ballgame, okay? Especially for, for me, because with spirituality, like I said, there's no book. I heard the call. And just like any other human, any other, religious person, I heard the call. And I responded to the call. And I went out and I started speaking my truth. And, there's all, like I said, when it's spiritual, there's always doubt, okay? And there's doubt because most people have no frame of reference to go by, So, and I had to write this down. I want to make sure I didn't forget anything. But I wanted to say this first and foremost, for those of you who are spiritual, this is what I'm going to name this video, Stand on It. Okay, there's that old saying that if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. You'll fall for anything, right? And I'm telling you guys, if you are spiritual, it's time for you to stand on what you believe, okay? And I say this because, the Most High, He definitely showed this to me, and I'm thankful and grateful for the reference point that He was making to me, okay? Ascended Master Jesus, we all know that His family, they knew He had a calling on His life. Obviously, Mary and Joseph, they knew. He had, our son has a calling on his life. They knew it. They were prepared, and that's good. However, it came that time when the Ascended Master had to go out into the world. And now the Ascended Master is now facing people who doubt what He's saying. Okay, and they doubted the Ascended Master because they had no frame of reference to go on. Okay, all they're going on is whatever teaching or religious whatever was going on in the world in that day, which basically amounted to just whoever was the king in that particular area or region. Whatever the king said, everybody just did. Okay, it didn't involve thinking. It didn't involve reflecting. It didn't involve anything. It's I'm the king. This is what I believe. This is what I say go. And they went with that. So when the Ascended Master went out into the world and he showed up and he was like, this is who I am. And he's teaching and he's presenting his teachings to the world. And naturally, like I said, because they have no frame of reference to fall upon, they doubted him. Some people would say, where are you getting this from? I literally can see people saying that here's Ascended Master Jesus and he goes out into the world and he's speaking his truth. And here's these people going, where are you getting this from? Where is all of this coming from? You see what I'm saying? They doubted him in the same way people today are doubting you. And that's the other thing I wanted to say to you guys. It's very interesting. There's a saying that says the more things change, the more things stay the same. And in this particular instance, that is complete and utter truth. Okay, so those of you who have had an awakening, those of you who have heard the call, those of you, and for those of you who said, well, I haven't had an awakening, I haven't had a call, but I'm interested in following spirituality. I'm interested in seeing what all it, how it goes and how it entails. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You're entertaining something that is not the norm, the quote unquote norm, the status quo. Okay. And whenever you decide to, anyone who is different, anyone who has an alternate, belief system other than what the status quo is, what everybody's pushing, there's going to be pushback. There's going to be feedback. So for those of you who are spiritual, understand you're in excellent company. You are in excellent company. Okay? Think about that. Ascended Master had to go out there and he had to speak his truth. This is what I believe. This is what I've seen. This is who I am. And you get people who say, prove it. How do we know? Where are you getting this from? And stuff like that. And much like the Ascended Master, he didn't have a book that he could just pop open and say, this is, follow this and believe this and this and the other thing. He was the prototype. He was the one who had to prove to these people who he was. You know what I'm saying? And I am telling you guys, it's time for y'all to stand on your truth. It doesn't matter that somebody else does not believe what you're saying. Okay? It doesn't matter that someone else doesn't understand why you're doing what you're doing. Okay? Let me see. And I wanted to make sure I said this as well. A lot of you guys, like I said, you're facing that same situation, okay? Because you either heard a call or you're choosing to follow a different path. Everybody's gonna say you're wrong or you're going to hell, or your family will say you're bringing shame onto our family. How dare you go against what we've been believing, what we've been saying, what we've been teaching? You know what I mean? You're gonna bring shame upon the family, things like that. Okay, for some of you, if your calling is in the field of divination, how many of you guys have heard this? You're doing the work of the devil or you're going to hell. You see what I'm saying? Anytime there's something that that the status quo they don't have a frame of reference to fall upon. They don't have anything to go back on. So they're going to tell you you're wrong, you're going to hell, you're, blah, 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 and da, da, da. And I'm telling you guys, it is time for us to now stand on our beliefs. Okay? Like I said, truly, the more things change, the more things stay the same. It was the same for Ascended Master Jesus, and it is the same for us today. Okay, but I will say this, because we believe different from everybody else does not mean we are wrong. Okay, you're not wrong for believing what you're believing. You're not wrong for doing what you're doing. In the same way they feel they're not wrong, you're not wrong either. But you need to stand on it, okay? What else was I going to let you guys know? I will say this as well. Because we those who are in the spiritual community are not going along. We're not following the status quo. Okay, here's the thing. This is why I said the more things change, more things stay the same. Okay, back, they can't. We're in a different time now. We're living in a different time. We're in a different world. Back in the Ascended Master's day, if you spoke up about a different belief system or a different way of living or thinking or being, they nailed you to the cross. Okay, so they can't nail us to the cross anymore, right? They can't hold witch trials. How dare you think what you're thinking or say what you're saying. You're doing the work of the devil and try to accuse you of being a witch and burn you, and hold some kind of witch trial and have you set on fire or drown you or something like that, right? They can't hold public hangings like they did back in the Western times. You said something that didn't sync with everybody else's beliefs, and all of a sudden they're ready to hang you, right? We're in a different day. However, they do it's the same thing, but they do it in a different way. Okay, because you won't follow the crowd, or you won't do as others are doing. What they'll try to do is they'll ostracize you. Okay, some of you I know all too well about that one, but for some of you guys out there, you may be getting the same thing. Okay, you want to believe different, you want to all of a sudden you're a weirdo or something like that, so you're going to be ostracized. What they'll do is they'll try to shame you. How many of you guys have experienced that? You believe a certain way. You believe, your beliefs are taking you in a different direction. So everyone, people will try to shame you. They'll tell you that you're crazy, you're lying, you're making it up, blah, blah, blah. Insert whatever thing, you're a weirdo, and things like that, okay? Or they'll try to guilt trip you. Your family will tell you, try to make you feel bad. You're going to hell for doing what you're doing. And, like I said, you're dragging the family down, and they'll try to shame you. So they'll guilt trip you, they'll shame you, they'll try to ostracize you, or they will do the electronic hanging. So for some of you, if you've got like a public forum, if you've got like some kind of social media channel or whatever, and you're into spirituality and you're speaking your truth, okay, and so people will troll your channel or what have you, and what they'll do is they'll, like I said, shame you electronically. They'll create channels and don't listen to this person, and they're this and they're that, and blah blah blah, and da da da, the whole nine. Okay, the Most High told me that it is time for us to stand. It don't matter what anybody else thinks about what you believe. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about what you're doing. Okay, if you believe what you believe, you need to stand on it. Okay, definitely stand on it. And y'all know that Pastor Osteen is one of my favorite humans, and I thought as I was sitting here, how many times have I heard him say, and this is a perfect example. This is a perfect example of more things change, the more things stay the same. It's nothing new under the sun. What's happening right now truly is nothing new under the sun. It's just people who are trying to fight back against those who choose to believe different. Okay, Pastor Osteen's father, he was someone who, he spoke about him so many times about how his father was in a church. He was doing as everybody else did. He went along. And when as long as he went along and did as everybody else did, he experienced success. They liked him, the whole nine. And with the moment that Spirit spoke to his spirit, and God spoke to him in a different way, and he says, "This is how I want you to present my word," and he did that. And everybody in the church, lost it. Basically, lost it. Okay, and he ended up being ostracized. He was ostracized from the church. They lost it. Pastor Osteen talks all the time about how his father and his mother, they lost longtime friends because they chose to worship in a different way. They still believed in God, but the way he delivered his message was so controversial, I guess, to them, and so different that they ostracized him. The same way you guys are being ostracized today. The more things change, the more things stay the same. That it's a formula. If you don't go along with what we're doing, this is what you'll face. This is the backlash. Like I said, back then you could have been nailed to a cross. You could have been, the public hangings to show everybody else, to get everybody else to fall in line, and you better do what we're doing, or else this is going to happen to you. We're going to shame you. We're going to the whole nine. The list goes on and on. So yes, and because his father stood, basically he said, I'm going to stand on mine. This is how I believe. This is what I'm feeling. This is everything in his spirit told him, you are different and you need to preach in a different way. Just like those of us who are spiritual, we're different. We choose to believe in a different way. Okay. And because his father stood on his, now fast forward to today, they have a booming, thriving, amazing church. Okay. And all because he stood on his. And this is what I'm saying to y'all. We have got to stand on what we believe in. Okay? We're not wrong for believing how we believe. Okay? We have a different experience, I guess you could say. Our experiences with the Most High are different. Okay? I tell you guys all the time, we're different in the way that we... One example is that we wake up looking forward to life. Okay, we don't wake up, looking forward to the end of days. We wake up and we look forward to life. We know that, that our beautiful planet isn't going anywhere. Okay, we know that. We look forward to living and not dying. There are people who literally wake up every day and they honest to God, it's like they're looking forward to dying, and we're not that. We wake up and we look forward to living, One of the things that and I can't stress it enough is to live with integrity and purpose. And I just cannot get away from that one thing. Look at it this way. Every ascended master has, even though they're different, they're all different, and yet they're all, and they're the same in the way that each and every one of them has integrity. The ascended master Jesus was willing to die for his beliefs because this is what he came here to do, right? And we have to be willing to stand on ours. We are spiritual. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And don't let anybody make you feel less than or different, or, there's something wrong with you because you choose to believe a different way. Okay, because we believe that our beautiful earth is a school. This is where we all come. This is where we all, integrate. We come into this world and we're here, and we're here to experience things. We're here to learn from one another. We're here to teach one another. We're here. We see it. We see it, And so, I just wanted to leave that with you guys. Okay, stand on yours. Don't be afraid to, don't let anybody else make you feel less than for your beliefs. Okay. I'm gonna leave that there because, I could kind of sort of go into it even more, but I just wanted to leave that message with you guys. If you don't do nothing else in right now, is the universe and the Most High said it's time to let people know to stand on yours, in the same way the ascended master did, in the same way every ascended master has died for their beliefs, died for their convictions. Don't let anybody try to make you feel like you're wrong. You're not wrong for believing how you believe. Okay? Oh, God, is there anything else I want to say on this video before I go? I don't think so. Like I said, you know, Pastor Osteen stood on his, and look at where his church is, and we just need to stand on ours. We deserve the respect that other those in other sectors of religion, you know, they have their respect, okay? And it's time for us to start standing on ours and demanding our respect too. Nobody, I don't want to hear nobody. I'm ready to fight. I don't want to hear it's a lie, it's not true, it's false, it's fake, it's this, it's that. If the Most High put it in your heart, if you to follow this belief system, then follow it. Okay, if your family has an issue with it, that's their problem. That's a them problem. That's not a you problem. Okay. All right. The Ascended Master Jesus, Pastor Osteen, you are going to be that difference maker. You are going to be the ones who normalize spirituality, who say it's, you know, this is what I believe, and no, we're going to get to that point where we're going to be able to just say, somebody asks you what are your belief systems, you say you're spiritual, and they go, oh, okay, and just that. Not, oh, you're crazy, oh, you're wrong, what did you say, you're lying, you're making it up, you're shaming the family, you're whatever, guilt tripping you. Our family has done it this way forever, and if you don't believe as we believe, you're going to hell. Like, just don't even listen. Just don't even listen. Okay, the Most High said, stand on yours and do that. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and go. There is probably one more video I'll do. I may do it today, I may do it tomorrow, I don't know, but I just wanted to leave this with you guys. Don't be ashamed. You're not wrong for believing what you believe. Greater people than you have stood on theirs, and look at where they are today. Pastor Osteen has a fabulous church. Ascended Master Jesus is the Ascended Master. And there are so many other Ascended Masters who stood on theirs, willing to die, live their lives with integrity and purpose. That's the other thing. Make sure you guys are living your life with integrity and purpose. It's very important. It's paramount, because I don't want you guys to end up like some of these others. One of the reasons that I turned away from the church is because of it's just so full of hypocrisy and all these things, and whatever. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. But I just think it's important that we lay that groundwork, that first and foremost, we are people who live with integrity and purpose. Okay. All right, I can still go. I'm going to go ahead and go. I love you guys. I hope you liked the message. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I don't think there's anything else I want to say. I just hope you guys have a great evening, and I will be talking to you guys again later on the next video. You guys take care. Bye-bye.